Hello everyone and welcome to Vlogmas Day 23. We are on the cusp of Vlogmas being over and I cannot believe that is Christmas Eve. Like, it is Christmas Eve today. And just to let you guys know, this is my first time trying this high protein hot chocolate. This is the amaretto flavor and it is delicious. I've never had amaretto hot chocolate, but I've definitely had amaretto sours when I first started drinking alcohol when I was of age. It is delicious. I highly recommend it. As I'm sure you saw from the title, which if you didn't, I don't know why you clicked on the video, I got the new iPhone 12 Pro Max. So I was really excited about this. It was a whole process to get because the location that was closest to my house did not have what I was wanting. So I got the 256 gig Pro Max in Pacific Blue. And that was the caveat right there. The Pacific Blue is apparently the hottest color right now for the Pro Max, which I mean, it's really the only color as opposed to the neutrals that they provide. But thankfully, the woman at the first store called like 6 other AT&T stores and found this one that had it in stock. I think they only had 2 left, and the manager said he'd hold it for me until I got there. So that was really awesome. Thank you, AT&T, just putting that in here. This is not a sponsored video, but I thought that I would just kind of go through and show you guys some of the custom settings from iOS 14 that you can do to make your phone just a little bit more Christmassy, you know? I wanted to show you guys the lock screen first because you can't screen record and then exit out to the lock screen. It automatically stops your screen record. So I'll post a picture of the lock screen right here so you guys can see what the front of my phone looks like. You might be able to tell right off the bat, I was kind of going for a Christmas boho theme. That's kind of the vibe that I tried to create throughout the customization process. As we move from the lock screen and into the home screen, I try to carry that snow element into the app icons that I chose. Some of these icons looked great with the snow and some of them didn't because it was hard to actually make out the icon for the app with the snow layer on top just because it covered it up or it made it a little more obscure. That was one thing I considered. And then I also tried to balance the amount of apps that I had that had words as the icon. And then one thing that might be blatantly obvious is that I don't have text. So I actually don't have any of the names of the apps anywhere listed on the phone. This is something I actually really love that you can do because I feel like the words make it look even more cluttered and busy. And so I think it's cleaner to just have the icons for the apps and that's it. Like, I can remember what the icons stand for since I am the one customizing it, you know? So that's something that I really enjoyed. And then on top of that, you don't get your notifications. So whenever you create these shortcuts and you're using these icons, you don't get those little red bubbles, which for me, it's a good and a bad thing because I always have anxiety whenever I see these red little bubbles with numbers in them all over my apps. And so I'll open the app just to try to get rid of the bubble, whatever the notification is. So I really love that you don't see any of that anymore. So that's the pro. The con is that you can just forget to check an app. Make sure you check your apps. And I think that's why it's important, especially for the ones that you choose to keep on the home screen versus the library very carefully. So make sure you're putting all of the apps that you use very often in your home space and then put the rest in the library. But now getting into my first screen, I love the way this looks. I have my calendar at the top, which was something I already had before, but it just has that nice little hint of like blue with the gray, and it really matches the background. So I love that the background of my home screen is like all these different shades of red, kind of this cream color, and then this bluish gray with like, it almost has a hint of green. It's just, I really love it. I kind of tried my best to make them into quadrants, so they're more organized into squares as opposed to rows. So the first square has the messaging app, and then you have Amazon right next to it, then you have the camera, and then photos. So that's like the first square in the upper left. And then on the right is some of my social media. So I have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and then that icon with the S is my YouTube Studio. So I thought that matched really well. S for Studio, it's right beside YouTube. I'm on there all the time checking my channel. And by the way, speaking of YouTube Studio with analytics, my analytics shows me that 92% of you guys are not subscribed to my channel. So we need to fix that. Please make sure you click that subscribe button so you can be a part of my channel. And also, I am doing a giveaway tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. If you subscribe, you'll have a chance to get in on that. So moving down, I love sticking with this theme of Vlogmas with the Christmas trees. Every screen on my phone has a Christmas tree icon of some sort. And this one down at the bottom, we wish you a Merry Christmas. I love this kind of burnt orangey red color. It just is such a vibe. It's such a mood. I'm living for it. And then this quadrant over to the right, I have my weather and Spotify, which I really love that some of the apps had options for the apps to be spelled out into the words. I think that is such a vibe as well. I love it. And then down below that, I have fitness for my Planet Fitness app. And then I have my Google Maps icon beside that. Now you might be thinking, wait, that's Apple's icon. Yes, it is. And it looks prettier. I like it better than the Google Map icon. So I was like, I'm gonna put this icon for that app. But moving over, oh my gosh, this is probably my favorite page. I have these ornaments up in the top left, such a vibe. I liked putting the lighter color, popping it off with the darker reds. So I tried not to put icons that matched the color behind it on the background. So if you notice, I tried to put my lighter colors up in the top rows for the reds, and then at the bottom, I'll put a lot of my reds and also my lighter colors to pop off the bluish gray color. Starting up in the top right quadrant, I have my Fitbit app, and then you see these Christmas lights, which are so cute. That is the Apple Store app. And then I have my App Store down on the next row, and then coffee. So I had to have an icon that just said coffee. I love it. It is a Starbucks app. And then moving down to the middle part of the page, I have my Facebook Messenger and then Twitter. And then I have this little icon that says ho ho ho. I think you could guess what that is. Oh, don't get your head out of the gutter, okay? It's Tinder, you know, because there'd be a lot of hoes on that app. And then TikTok is right beside that. And I love the icon for TikTok. The background is just so nice. I think it looks stunning with the background of my phone. And then I have Princess Mia right next to it and her Christmas attire from a few years ago. This is one of my favorite Christmas pictures of her. So I had to incorporate it somehow into the whole scheme of my phone. Then going down to the bottom third of the page, I have another Christmas tree. So I told you guys I'd have a Christmas tree on all of these. And then if you see this joy icon at the bottom, that is a game. So you go in, it's joining Clash. I don't know if you guys have played that game, but it's a pretty fun game. And then I have an icon beside that that says game, that is Candy Crush. So I have good old fashioned Candy Crush on my phone. And then, as you all should know, this icon is for Among Us. So if you have not played Among Us, you are really missing out because it's a pretty fun game. Next to that is iHeartRadio. So I love my iHeartRadio. I listen to podcasts on it all the time. And then we get to the third page where, as you can see, there are 9 Christmas trees right off the bat in the upper left-hand corner. Moving over to the right with that little quadrant is a lot of my bank stuff. So I have Venmo and my wallet app, which says wallet. And then you have bank, which is more my credit card stuff. And then you actually have an icon of a bank, which is my actual bank app. Moving into the middle of this screen, you can see that I have a files folder and then notes. So I take notes a lot in my meetings. And so I really needed to make sure I still had that app a little more readily accessible as opposed to keeping it in the library. So in the back right here is where all of my apps can be found. Oops, I accidentally pressed Among Us, man. Subconsciously, I'm ready to play that game. Down in this same little box right here, you see mail. That is different from the mail I have at the bottom. That is an app for my mail using my domain, so matthieujeans.com. It doesn't pair in the Apple Mail app, so I had to keep that as a separate app, so I definitely wanted to keep that included in the apps that I use most often. And then settings, that should be in that quadrant. And then over in the next quadrant, I have FaceTime. And then this little icon up here is actually Facetune. So you click on that, it opens Facetune. And what's so cool is that that's actually a mosaic of a face. So it's actually cut in from, you know, you can see the lips and the cheekbone. And so I was like, this works really well. Like it came with a picture that I could use for Facetune. And then I have my Prime Video app below that right here. And then I have podcasts. And then at the bottom, we have Christmas loading. And I love this picture. So I wanted to make it a medium-sized widget. And I think it works out really nicely. And then at the bottom, I kind of skipped over this. I just have 3. I actually decided to get rid of the, I think it was the iTunes or Apple Music or something. It's the music app at the bottom. I don't remember. I don't use it. So how would I remember? And that is why I got rid of it. So I actually only have 3 apps and I really like the look of it. I think it looks a little less cluttered and it's just my phone, my email, and then my web browser. But this is kind of what I have right now. I feel like I might change it in the next couple of days, but you know, we'll see how it works out. So I really love the setup of my phone. I think it works really well for me, and I think that's what makes this so unique. So that is just a brief overview of my phone and kind of what I did to it to customize it for the holidays. You know, it was an early Christmas present for myself. I've been debating getting one, and then I've been seeing all the cool things you can do with it, and I really wanted a really nice camera on my phone. And I actually took this picture right here of the Christmas tree last night when I got home with the new phone, and I was literally, I kid you not, I was maybe 1.5 feet away from the Christmas tree, like dead in the center of the tree, and it was able to capture the whole tree because of how wide the lens is. I love it. Now getting into the giveaway. I'm not gonna give too many details about the giveaway today. I'm gonna give the details tomorrow, and just a brief little hint, it's going to be an Easter egg hunt. So keep that in mind. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I'm going to have 5 questions about my Vlogmas videos. And whoever is the first subscriber to answer the 5 questions correctly will win a JBL Bluetooth speaker. So it's a wireless speaker, really nice speaker, and I am happy to mail this to whoever wins. Just be on the lookout because that video goes hot tomorrow. And I wanted to give you guys a heads up in case you needed to do a little bit of studying and watching some really awesome Vlogmas content from my channel. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please click that like button. It supports me and I would greatly appreciate it. I would love to hear down in the comments below if any of you have gotten the new iPhone 12 and what type did you get? Like, did you get the mini? Did you just get the Pro, or did you get the Pro Max? Why did you pick the one that you chose? One of my friends got the mini because of a lot of different reasons that she thought worked better for her and what she does. She does a lot of running, and so she didn't want a bulky phone, you know, and things like that. I'd love to hear your thought processes behind why you got the phone that you got, and who knows, you might have one and don't know about it yet for Christmas. So, you know, you never know. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.